Hi everyone, I'm Lisa,
And I'm Jenny.
and we're the
Shady
Shady
Tree
Tree
Stitches.
Stitches. Nearly getting in sync. We'll get it right one day, Jenny, when we're on Zoom. So we're coming to you again from our two respective houses, 200 kilometers away from each other or something.
Yep.
Um, but we're here for, most excitingly, it's Jenny's June wrap-up video.
Yep.
Because if you guys have been watching us for a while, we say thank you for coming back. And you already know that we normally do this at the end of the month, but we're getting out of sync because we're actually going to be seeing each other a few times in the middle of the month. So we've moved Jenny's video to the mid-month, and then you just have to copy me the other part of the video. And if you're new, welcome. We hope you like what you see. We are one of, I don't know if we're the only Australian pair that do a
Oh,
video. I don't know of many that do it as a duo, but there's plenty of
mm.
good Australian floss tubers out there. And I'm going to hopefully remember to tell you some floss tubers I've been watching lately because I've been on school holidays.
Uh-huh.
But we always start by getting straight into the stitching. So, first things first, Jenny, do you have any finishes?
Yes.
Yes!
I have two,
Oh, go Jenny!
but I can only show you one because one is well, it was supposed to be the Small for the Smalls exchange at the Stitching in the Mountains retreat, but I didn't quite get it finished in time. So it will be Small for the Smalls exchange probably for the Daisy Chain retreat, which is in September.
Oh,
So
there we go.
can't show you that one, but I did, well, I finished that one technically not in June. It was, I had 62 stitches left in July to finish it. But
That's
the other
okay. We'll
one,
count it for June. Yeah.
yeah, the other one will be no surprise. It's my family Quaker. I finally did the border across the top. I decided about the to just do the J in the middle there.
That
Um,
looks great, Jenny. Here, look, I get to ring a bell. Happy finish, Jenny. Lift it higher,
yeah,
higher.
no, I'm just working out where I'm going so I can show where to go. Yeah. So yes, so all finished now. I don't know
Yay.
what I'm going to do with it yet. Because framing it, there's not a lot of, but there's probably enough if I was going to frame it myself. I just need to find a nice square frame. So yes. So yes, so that one's done. So I don't have the individual stitches, but my total stitch count for June was a little bit better than the previous couple of months.
Hmm.
Um I had 1,130 and
Great.
I stitched for 13 days. Now, that is despite the fact that, well, I think it was concerted effort trying to get the small finished because most of those 13 days were working on it. Because I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done at the retreat. So I just managed to do stitching in and around that. But yes, considering that the last March was good, but April and May were only sort of 585 and 512 stitches. So twice what I did, or the total of the previous 2 months I did.
Really good, Jenny. I'm impressed with that.
Yes. Sorry, just turning my phone off.
I was putting my scissors away because they were on the
I,
chair next to me.
so yes. So I haven't actually, I know it's already halfway through July. Apart from finishing the small, I haven't done any stitching, but I have been doing stitching preparation.
Well, that's good. Excellent. Oh, that's right. You had two finishes, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's your finishes and whips then, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I actually have been doing stitching, and since
You've been on school holidays. I have
I've
not.
been, I know,
I
I know.
I've been very busy with work. My boss is currently, well, he's actually on a plane on his way back now, but he's been on holidays for the last 3 weeks in Italy, leaving me to deal with all the audit questions, and end of financial year and all of that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, work's been very busy, and then all the other
Yeah,
things on top of that hasn't left much time. But yes, as I said, I will show in a bit lots of preparation for
great. We'll have
stuff.
a good plan segment from Jenny. Well, it's actually been 9 days since I filmed. I just was looking. I've tried to write it down in my planner.
Hmm.
I've done about 5,000 stitches on one of my new models that I'm not prepared to show you just yet. It's not going to be secret, but it is one of my my releases for the Needlework Marketplace. So the next video I have probably, or one of the other ones sometime closer to Needlework Marketplace when it's just me, I will actually reveal all my marketplace releases so people can tell their shops that they want their shops to come and visit me at my virtual marketplace. And
Oh yes, if you give people a preview, then they can say yes, yes,
yes, and then the
yes.
shops
I
will
see.
come to
I
me
see.
and hopefully and buy, which is what I
Yep,
want.
yep.
Because yes, it's very hard for us as Australians to get our names out there. So I'm yeah, very keen to hopefully have a few more shops visiting me. But I have stitched on 3 other pieces as well, which is funny because I thought I was going to be pretty monogamous stitching this model.
So
Um,
the model, is that the one that you showed a sneak peek of on Facebook?
um, I've been showing
The
lots of,
lady's leg.
yes, the ladies' leg one, yes. Yes, it is the ladies' leg one. The ladies all have dresses, almost fully dressed now. They don't have
That's
any,
good.
they don't have arms or heads yet, but
Sounds
it's
like my cross stitch nation.
yeah,
I
it's a bit
have
like
dresses, but no heads and no arms.
yes, it's inspired by your cross stitch nation, definitely. So I did 900-ish stitches. Oh no, I would have done 1,000. Why is that not adding up? It I must have written one of them down wrong. It would have been 1,000 stitches on
Ooh,
my Design Works 12 Days of Christmas. And I was really excited to see somebody I watched this week, but I can't remember who, had this. And they're going to start it. And they're going to start it as a sale. And it's like, yes, that'll give me motivation. I've already decided my plans for next year is I'm going to move this when I finish my hawk run into my spot, divided up. So try and finish a block a month because some of the blocks, as you'll see in a minute, are done.
yeah.
But that will get it done. It's time that one got done. So the 1,000 stitches I did on it were all down here in that block there
Ooh.
and a bit of the border. So I did the
Is it? I guess that's maids and milking.
that's maids and milking, yes. So I haven't done the back stitch yet, but I've done all the cross stitching for the maids and milking, and then I did all those little bits of like flowers and things. So in case anyone hasn't seen this for a while, that's what it's looking like at the moment. So it's got substantial bits done here and there,
Hmm.
but it's still
And
got
all
a
of
long.
the boxes are there. You
Yeah,
just
the,
need to
the
fill them in.
scaffold's basically there.
Yeah,
I just need to fill them in. So
yeah.
I was really pleased to get that, and that one was for my focus piece, and also doubled because I wanted to get the bonus for doing the um, Christmas in July piece.
Hmm.
So obviously it doubles as being my Christmas in July piece. So I'm just popping it back, and because I never tell you these things, it's in my beautiful Silks for You bag. This one
Ooh,
reminds me of a peacock, but it's brighter than a peacock. So it's like a
yes.
bit like a firebird or something. But
Yeah,
anyway, just
yeah.
just gorgeous. So yeah, little Silks for You bag that I got a while ago. Um, then I decided to start working on my Whip Go calls,
Yep.
and they doubled up because they fitted into. Oh, so that one also I had to do because in my Down Under Divas, I had to do 1,000 stitches on a piece with rings, and it has
Yes.
5 gold rings.
Yeah.
And this one, I did 500 stitches on a piece because it has something that can float, and it's my Once Upon a Fairy Tale.
Hmm.
And so I've done my 1,000 stitches on that, particularly sort of the green bits up here, the mossy bit on the tree. Um, yeah, so I did a lot of those green stitches, and I've been using this one for the color green because in So You Think You Can Stitch, they're doing an Olympics event, which I didn't necessarily have anything to tell you about when we did the challenge chat. But we're in teams of 5 people and we're earning points to see how our country goes. And my country is called the Globe Stitches because we have got people from all around the globe, which I think I talked about in the last video. But we literally do because we've got UK, I want to say Lithuania. Sorry if that's not right. We've got an American, we've got a Norwegian, and we've got me. So we're very global.
Mm.
And it's the event apparently goes the whole Olympics, but every 100 stitches you do in one of the colours of the Olympic rings, you can make a set of Olympic rings, like put them together. So I use that one a lot for green. And yeah, so it had its 1,000 stitches on that, and as I said, it has something in it that can float. Um, and then I also then did, I've only done 900 stitches on this one so far, but it's my amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf upside down.
Upside down
And
mystery.
and quite strangely, I moved down to the second shelf where
Oh,
because I've been working on the elephant, my
yeah.
elephant with measles.
Yeah.
Well, I decided, I don't know why, but I came down here and So You Think You Could Stitch was doing a prompt where you had to work on confetti piece for 750 stitches. So I have actually filled in almost all the stitches down here and then continued the thread across. So you can see there's very few blank
Yeah.
stitches left in those books. And
Yeah.
that got me a lot more done on the zebra. And I've been working across in the tree and whatever on earth this is here. So I've got 100 stitches more to go on that tonight. And then that's my 1,000 stitches done for Whip Go as well. So that's really cool. Um, and then that one also doubles up with being 500 stitches on a piece with snow and 500 stitches on a piece with a Titan, because I feel like a lion is a Titan. So
The elephant.
yeah, and then that what knocks over my
Yeah.
Whip Go. And then I need to move on to some other ones for So You Think You Can Stitch. So that is all my stitching. But since I saw you guys, and I haven't added it up because it hasn't been a full week yet, but just approximately 10,000 stitches since I saw you last week. It's been a great week because I didn't have, my daughter went away for the week.
Yes.
And so I literally had time to sit and
And
stitch.
you weren't working because it
I
was school
wasn't working,
holidays.
school holidays. Apologies for the crackle. I got to move my earbud. It was falling out. So I've done a lot of stitching. I've caught up. All my orders are gone, although I think with the Australia Post technical outage that computer systems went down across the world to this afternoon, I'm not sure if my parcels that Dave put in the post office this afternoon actually think they've gone anywhere yet.
Yeah. Yes.
But
Well, not only that, but my friend Nerida is supposed to be leaving to go to the Northern Territory tomorrow, and flights have been cancelled this
yes,
evening because of this outage. So,
hopefully it doesn't affect her. Yes.
yeah,
It's amazing. And the fact that it's global is a bit scary.
I know.
Anyway, it just shows you how much we rely on technology. But Zoom is okay.
Yes,
So that is really good. Okay, so that then brings us to plans.
yes. Okay. So what I have been doing is, so the next thing I want to work on is my Peaceable Kingdom.
Yes.
And Teresa Wensler, it's just the, I can take that out. That's the thread list. And so I have been working off bobbins in a box, and that's kind of slow. So I decided that I've spent several evenings doing this bit by bit, do these things.
The imitation Payco organizers.
Yes. So, and because you can write on the card slides in and out,
Yeah.
but I had to write on the back 1, 2, 3, so that I know
Which
in the
order?
list which one's which. So yes, so this is all the lion colors. This one's obviously the boy's cloak, the blues.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so 4 of these. So this is including the tweeted. So what I did for the tweeted ones, this one's got more tweeted ones. I've just put, to start with, just 1 strand of each.
Yeah.
Because some of them, the colors are so similar to each other in the tweed that if I tried to do multiple, I'm not going to be able to tell which one's which when I come to do the second. So I thought I'll just put one strand of each
Yeah.
to start with, and then yeah. So it's been a slow process because yes, with all of those tweeted colors, it, but now, and so I've only done 3 of them so far. I've filled in the 4th one, haven't cut the threads for it yet. That only takes me to there. So all of those columns.
Wow.
But then I've still got this. Now, these ones, some of them, I probably won't bother about doing this because there are 7 colors, and I haven't come across this before, 7 colors where complete the bottom half of the cross stitch using the colors listed and then finish by crossing the stitch using one strand of this there's 3 other colors that it gives you. Now, I'm assuming it's only, I don't know, I'm going to have a look.
No, it's, so you're crossing the bottom,
I know what it
and then
is.
you're doing 3 strands on the top.
No, I'm not. No? I'm not. No, what it is, it's the 3 different, it's got 3 different numbers, but that's because it's the DMC coats and anchor numbers, because that's what they've given me up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's 2 strands one way of 1 thread and of 2 separate threads, and then a 3rd strand going other. So yeah, so that's going to be too hard to try and put on the Keiko. Yeah. So I'm going to leave those ones, and I think I'll probably leave the half cross ones as well. So I might leave it like go to here, and that gives me most of it. That leaves me 1, 2, 3. Maybe 12 or so colors that won't get included. And I figure I'll just leave those stitches. If I come across one of those, I'll just leave them.
And come back to them.
The bulk of it done.
Yeah.
And so that it's been a rather time-consuming process, but it will mean when I come to start stitching it again, because that's going to be my focus for the next few months, that yes, it will mean that I can be that much quicker at getting sorted and started and things. Now, I don't think that I'm going to want to take something that big on our cruise, so I will have something else smaller to take on the cruise, but that's not for another month. So
no, we can talk about that. Well, you can show us that when we're doing our film on the cruise.
Yes. I'll take photos and bring of my progress to date. Because yes, I don't think, because I've got that's the only one that I've got on scroll rods, not Q-snap. Although I'm wondering if I should actually take it off the scroll rods and start using a Q-snap instead. I don't know. I'll start it with as it is and see how I go.
Sounds good. Yeah. Well, that's good plans and good preparation, Jenny.
Yes.
My plans are interesting because I don't know if you're aware, but this weekend is actually a huge weekend in the cross-stitching world. There is lots and lots happening. There's real life retreats happening over in America that people are going to.
Summer, yes.
Yep, it's the 24 hours of cross stitch weekend, which I always like to participate in. So there's many. Sorry, there it is. It's not a Flosstube for me without a yawn. So it's 24 hours of cross stitch. I'm always team sleep these days, but I like to do at least 24 hours of cross stitch during the weekend. Which is great. And I start my weekend from when I start stitching tonight after we do this video. But so and I like to join in. I know that Craft and Books have put out an open invitation to anyone to join them for their online Zooms. I know we get together for a bit of stitching time together on Whip Warriors. But also this weekend, it's actually the Midsummer Stitch-In being run by Lindy Stitches, which is an online virtual retreat. And it's a chance to catch up and stitch with different people from across the globe. You can do the speed dating, which I'm going to look forward to again because we get to meet lots of different people. And there's some free classes. Yes. Unfortunately, a lot of it is being run in the American time zone, which is the middle of our night. I'm a little bit disappointed with that. But one thing she's done, which is really cool, and I'd had this thought as well for when I'm contemplating if to do this for an Australian version, is she's got some Flosstubers hosting tables. And
Yes.
that's what drew my attention, the fact that I don't know of any other duos like us in Australia, because she's actually said she's only picked duos to host tables so that they're two people to do the hosting. And I thought that's a smart idea.
Some
And
of
then
them are people who they don't necessarily do their floss tubes together, but they're friends. And so because I know
exactly,
um
Liz and Liz,
yes, yes. So Elizabeth Ann can stitch and Hello
Liz
from Liz
Matthews.
Matthews.
Yeah.
Those two Lizards are sharing. Yes, because
So
I
it's
Liz Matthews' latest floss tube yesterday. Yesterday? Yes,
yeah,
yesterday. And she was talking about that.
there you go.
But,
So
and it's only $8 US, which
yeah,
doesn't sound like very much to get yeah stitching rooms and free classes and
exactly. And one of the free classes girls do is showing how to make your notions boxes. So like these sorts of notion boxes. So it's nice being in my stitchy spot. This one's you get to see my dog's breakfast of a notions box. But how to make your own little decorated notion box like I make. So it's going to be interesting to see what she says. Um,
Mm.
and also there's a free pattern by Tiny Modernist, and I love Tiny Modernist patterns. So yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I think that's going to stifle my regular 24 hours of joining in on 24-hour Zooms, but I'm
Mm.
still going to be doing my 24 hours.
Just
Now,
with different zooms.
so what am I going to be stitching on over this weekend? Well, there are a few things I need to stitch on. Obviously, I need to keep working on my model.
Yes.
That is something I need to do. But I also need to try and finish this week's events in the Olympics for
Hmm.
the So You Think You Can Stitch.
Yep.
So we've already participated in we've got a rowing relay where everyone has to do, and our team's decided to do the full 750 stitches each for 3 points. So I've already done my bit of the rowing, so the rest of the team are finishing off their time there. I did my shooting, that was my confetti. So I finished my
Yep.
750. Um, Now I have to do, this is quite funny, Greco-Roman wrestling. I have to stitch on a whip that doesn't have legs. And that's hilarious because my model stitch has legs. And it's been
Hmm.
a running joke that all it's had is legs because I worked from the bottom up and it's had legs for a while. It's like, well, I can't stitch on that. So
You.
we've got to actually work out what can I stitch on that
Oh,
doesn't have legs. And I don't think I
you don't have a
can.
lot.
No, I actually, of all the
It
ones
takes
that,
out all your full coverages because
yeah,
they've got animals or people, so they won't count. Um, you can't do Fairy Tale Town because that's got people.
yep, I can't do my Charlotte Warrington because it's got
No,
people. My
you
Hawk
can't do
Runner,
Walkman.
it has horses at least with
Yes,
legs.
it's got people. Well,
And
sorry, animals. Yes.
and the other one that I meant to work on, the other two I meant to work on this month, the Lavender Farm, well, it's got people with legs,
Mm.
and Blueberry Homecoming's got legs. So I don't think I can actually do the Greco-Roman wrestling easily. Um,
Mm.
I'd have to think I could do my mermaid.
Oh,
I could do
oh,
my mermaid. So
yes, yes,
if I get through everything else, my mermaid, there you go. She
yes.
doesn't have legs.
No, no, she doesn't. She might wish she did, but she doesn't have
No, no. So there you are. I have something without legs. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I struggle. My legless is not something that's easy for me to do.
no.
Um, I've already done my weightlifting. It's really cool where you had to have your 3 tries. So we had to stitch for an hour and write how many stitches we did and do that for 3 hours. So that was fun. I've done that. Beach volleyball, I have to stitch on a piece with sand or a beach. So I figure my fairy tale town has got the sand and the beach sort of stuff.
Yep.
Um, and also sailing is something with a boat. So I have got a few choices for that, I think.
Hmm.
But in particular, my Once Upon a Fairy Tale, but I don't really want to do more stitches on that. So I think my boat will probably be my fairy
Hawk,
tale town.
does
I,
Hawk Run have a boat? Oh,
no, that's
no, I think
I don't think so.
I
You're
might
thinking
be thinking,
Shores.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
that one.
I don't think my Hawk Run has a boat. I'm
No,
going to have a quick look just on the off chance because obviously I do need to do some work on my Hawk Run.
Hmm.
But I don't think I have a
Hmm.
boat. No, I've got a water mill
Oh,
and I've
yeah.
got a fountain, but there's
Uh-huh.
no boat.
Right.
No, but there are unfortunately legs on the horses.
Yes.
Um, the other thing that I thought might have a boat, but I don't know if it does, would be my pointed fifth,
Ooh.
but I don't think it does. Yes, it does. It has it. So I could do some work on my pointed fifth, which would be quicker, rather
Yep.
than doing excess on my fairy tale village. So pointed fifth
Yes.
is my option for that.
Yep.
Um, so that's what I mean by I have got lots of options, and I think that's all I need to do to finish this week's things. So I've got till Sunday night to do it.
Okay.
So a couple of different pieces to work on, 750 stitches on each, which will be good.
Yep.
I'm planning to sit and stitch now. You may notice I'm in a new chair in here.
Mhm. I did notice that was not it was a different color.
Yes, it's my grey
Yes.
velvet. This is actually from the front lounge room.
Oh,
So
that's right. You said you were going
yeah,
to rearrange.
so we've turned the front lounge room into Dave's, my husband's den, slash study because he works from home.
Yep.
So he's now moved out of the bedroom into the den,
But
and so
it's better to have a little bit of separation.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's good. It's good for me too because it used to be really bad when he was working if he was on a call and I needed to use the ensuite. Um,
Yeah.
so but anyway, so it's now he's set a TV up on that desk, and we've moved the chaise of the lounge into there.
Yeah.
So I spent the afternoon stitching in there. It was beautiful. Um, and I can fit both dogs next to me on the chaise, so they're
Of
happy.
course.
So this
Yeah.
is actually just the single chair recliner from the lounge. So we removed this single chair recliner and the chaise out of there to make room for his desk. He's still got the three-piece corner lounge
Yeah.
to watch TV
Yeah.
in there. And we switched the TVs around. So the really big TV with all the apps is now in the family room where it should always have been.
Uh,
And the other TV, which is perfectly fine, is in there for him to watch if he wants to watch something while he's working.
yeah. Yeah.
And then we've got another big TV, which we got from my father-in-law when he passed, is in our bedroom. So, um, yeah, it's really good. So I spent a lot of the week in here because I can show you. See you move around. There's my big computer screen, and there's my little shelf with everything on it.
Yep.
And I'm on the chair, and then I've now moved my trolley to this side, so I've got my
Okay.
trolley. Yeah. So
Hmm.
this is my actual stitchy spot, but I stitch in different places.
Yes.
All right, so that's plans. Hall,
Just a little bit.
she's looking guilty, people. I'm seeing a guilty face. I'm going to have a drink.
Okay, so start off with I went to the sewing basket. I was very restrained there. I
Yep.
just thought this one.
Oh, that's very you.
Yeah, and I thought rather than doing it all in one, maybe do it as individuals,
Ornaments. Yeah.
yeah, or smalls or something. But it's the
Yeah.
full kit
Great.
for $5. So I was happy with that.
Yes, that doesn't need a guilty face.
No, no, I didn't go to the sewing basket to go shopping. I went to take stuff from my sister-in-law, which
Right.
they were very excited about because I went in the week before the quilt show and I was taking quilt UFOs.
Hmm.
They'd been given from the ladies in church or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I had, and so they were very excited about that. I did some shopping on Temu.
Hmm.
I thought I would try their version of the uh, um, um, Daiso bags.
All right.
Now, in the picture, it said that it had two pockets, and I thought that would be really cool because then you can have the material in the main pocket, and then maybe
Those ones.
but they didn't come with the second pocket, but
Oh,
they did come in different colors.
yes, I saw those ones.
So I bought a 5 pack of those. So I'm disappointed it doesn't have the second pocket, but I can still use them, and it's got a handle, which
Mm,
just is something different. But yes, so different colors because as we know, Daiso comes in. Oh,
great.
sorry, Daiso now comes in black as well as grey.
Oh,
But here I've got sort of tan and then a sort of greyish and a blue and a green and a kind of
Orange.
orangey, coppery kind of. So yes,
Lovely.
so quite happy with those. And not quite cross stitch, but still cross stitch related, particularly when I have paper patterns. Um,
Ah, highlighters.
from
Yep.
Office Works. But it's such a pretty color range. They were on sale.
I figured that.
The guilty faces. I went shopping at Cottage Garden Threads had a
Oh,
sale
yes, they did.
in financial year sale, and so I bought the whole bookshelf range.
Oh, well, that's not a guilty face. That's a really good investment, Jenny.
Yeah.
Joanna's range is
So,
really good for
yeah,
stitching.
so they come really nicely boxed,
Yes.
all laid out, and then I got a couple of other ones, um, some odd ones. So yes, so again, this is how this lot comes nicely.
In a
It's only
bag.
it's a paper bag, but still, and then a little sticker saying "Happy Stitching."
Oh, they do a
Um,
very nice job with their packaging.
yeah, so I got a couple of other colors that I liked the look of. Now, I did think that these two were going to be more different to each other than they are.
Well, they're looking very different on the screen.
Well, yeah, but they're still very much shades of the same blue, but still. So blue cypress and cottonwood, and then oops, printemps, one of the French ones. Oh, yeah, and Paris.
Of course.
So I have no immediate plans for any of these, but ages ago when the bookshelf range first came out, Joanna did a Flosstube where she talked about each color and why she chose that color and why it chose that
Yes.
name. And I mean, I already liked Cottage Garden Threads, but hearing that story, it kind of like, okay, I
So if
can
you
I
if
can
you want
totally
to if you want to know that story, guys, you're gonna have to check out Mojo Stitches.
yes.
And I've no idea which episode it is, but
No, but it's some time ago, but yeah,
yeah, it'd be about 2 years
really
ago.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, so
Well, that's exciting. Well, that
and,
was a good
and because
investment.
yes, and it was 30% off, and then because I bought so many, I got free shipping. So
Even
yeah,
better.
yep.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Jenny, I didn't participate in the sale. Although I will let
Are
people
you
know
going
that
to?
they have a
Yes.
really good sale happening at the moment.
Mm,
It's not a sale, but they've got a
yep.
promotion where they're
Yep.
giving away, depending on how much you spend, a free set of their Christmas range.
Yes.
So I saw that and I went, oh, I'd love to get that, but because I'm actually a wholesaler with Paddock Lane Designs, I don't get to qualify for that, but that's okay. So I'm actually going to jump while we're on the topic of
Yeah.
cottage garden heads. I'm going to put a picture here. This is what I did because after my last retreat, my friend Sue and I, between us, we had this brilliant idea. I honestly can't remember who had the idea first, but we decided this was a better way for me to display and store my cottage garden threads. So you can see from the picture now, they are all organized in ranges. I've got actually got 7 ranges available to sell on my website, paddocklanedesigns.com. So feel free to come and buy them from me. And I have between 1 and 3 of every color available at the moment. And then I put in an order for anything that I only had one of. I have
Mm,
to buy 3 at a time. So I've
yeah.
done an order to top up them. Plus, I've ordered all the cottage garden threads in preparation for the Needlework Marketplace and my new release, which uses cottage garden threads, my spring sampler and spring smalls, as well as I'm publicly releasing the alphabet sampler
Oh yes.
at Marketplace, which uses some more cottage garden threads as well as my last koala that hadn't been
Oh yeah.
released overseas yet. So they all use cottage garden. So I've pre-ordered in anticipation some threads that people may want to buy for those pieces. Yeah, so that's my Paddock Lane Designs news for today. All right, I do have haul though.
Okay.
Not much.
Mhm.
I lied. I didn't realize I lied last video. This is my last Classic Colourworks delivery from A Stitch in Time, and it's got 8 skeins. So this one is the end of it for my
Mhm.
now. I now should own somewhere in my collection the entire Classic Colourworks, and my Weeks die works are up to letter S.
Okay.
So I've only got the weeks to go. So I'm looking forward to using these in more designs as
So
I go
that's
forward.
now you've got all of the Silks for
Gentle
You
art.
colours.
Yep, all the gentle
Yep.
arts.
Yes, and all of Classic Colourworks.
And,
Wow.
and and I have all Cottage
Almost.
Garden
Yeah.
threads except for the signature range. I only have some numbers. In fact,
Okay.
this little section over here, because I was getting organised, this is some of my ones that I actually design with. So
Yes.
this is my working range.
Uh-huh.
So I've got them hanging here. Um, yeah, so that's pretty exciting. Now I also got, so you haven't seen this. I
Oh,
just,
I
I
did
just,
also buy myself a new clip-on lamp to take to retreats, but that's
ah,
sitting over there. Again, from Officeworks.
well, I just remembered I had more haul.
Mhm.
So, all right, I got my next bag from Simple Interel.
Ooh.
Beautiful flamingos, and I really love these. These are just great value. It seriously cost me about 40 something dollars, including postage. So we've got a skein of bright pink thread. We've got the random lollies. We've got strawberry raspberry.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
like that one.
Well, there you
I
go.
have
Well, I might
you,
have to
you
give
can
that one to you.
you can save it for when I come to stay.
Yes, it won't be long. Beautiful handmade. Thank you
Thank
card.
you.
A gorgeous flamingo needle minder
Oh,
and an exclusive pattern of a flamingo that Narelle does herself, I think. So
wow.
that's yeah, and they're so soft and the material is such
Mm.
good quality. So
Yeah.
yeah, all right. Well, I'll put your tea back in the flamingo bag so that you know where to find it when you come to stay. So yeah, so that came. I'm enjoying that. I also got my fabric of the month from Fox and Rabbit, which is
Yes.
called Sandcastle.
Ooh.
Really nice neutral. And I don't know. Do you remember did I show my last Patreon fabrics?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You did. Yes.
Right. So my Fox and Rabbit stash is now going pretty healthily. I think I can pretty much start designing with it now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to use this one, which is called Old Man Emu Bush,
Ah,
to
yes.
do my other model that I want to release for the Needlework Marketplace. This is my fall slash Halloweenish sort of
Oh, yes.
design. It's monochromatic, and I'm going to be using I bought myself a hank because I'm going to use this Silks for You for lots of these sorts of monochromatic designs. So that's the colorway I've decided to use.
Okay.
So I got that hank of silk, plus I got a hank of my Easter
Ah, yes.
and my, so this is 176, this one's 144, and I don't remember what that one is.
Yeah.
So I got those ones in hanks because it made sense to just buy it in a hank instead of the skeins. But I
Was this
did,
while they had their sale on?
this is while they had their sale on, and I got
Oh,
all the skeins that I needed to fill in holes or I don't know. I didn't think I had that many holes, but I also got like
no.
eight or so free skeins because I bought so many skeins and they give you so many free skeins. So it was a really good sale for me. It was better price than I can normally get,
Yeah.
because I normally can get a little reduction, which I really appreciate. But the sale was better priced for me. So I got a lot of Silks for You. Um, and that is my haul slash stash acquisition stash Paddock Lane Designs supplies.
Yes. Yes. It's not all for you. It's
It's
for the.
actually really none of it's for me other than the project bag. So there you go. Um, okay, now I have been remiss. What floss tubers have you been watching lately?
Well, I already mentioned I watched Hello from Liz Matthews. I always watch Mama Loves You GB. She comes out once a week. She calls it the Sunday morning briefing, but for us it's Sunday evening. But she's actually filming it Saturday evening for her, so that because it takes a while to upload. Um, uh, I, Joe Mojo Stitches, she doesn't put them out very often, but she did one recently as a sort of catch up from the retreat. I also like Kelly, Animal Instinct, who you got to catch up with
Yes.
in Melbourne. No, not quite Melbourne.
No, in Victoria.
Oh,
Yes.
Victoria. Yes, yes. So we met her at the first Mittagong retreat way back when. So she's
First and only Mittagong retreat.
well, first and only in-person Mittagong retreat,
Yes.
because then they did two
True.
virtual ones after that. So Kelly's just put out a mid-year whip parade, which I haven't watched yet. It's on my list for this weekend.
Good.
Who else? Carla, Craft Addict K, another
Yes, she did an
whip
update, which
warrior
is great.
friend.
Yeah.
And I haven't caught up with all of them yet, but you interviewed, her name escapes me now, the lady with red hair,
The Bohemian Stitcher. Yes.
Yes, I'm quite enjoying hers, but because she hasn't got too many, I've gone back and started at the beginning. So
Lovely.
catching up with hers. So yeah, quite enjoying seeing her stuff. Hadn't come across her before you introduced her to us all from the was that the
That was the Mirabilia one.
yeah.
Mirabilia was where I first met her, and then I caught her again at Victoria
Yes.
Mixed Stitches.
Yes.
Yeah, and we stopped doing these shout outs for a while because I sort of thought, oh, no one, everyone gets their own list. They don't need our list. But I've actually been appreciating channels that give shout outs, and Pam and Steph do it. They have their silver and gold, and I think it's a really great idea that they shout out someone new and someone old. It just gives you an idea of some different people to watch, and so I've watched them this week. The Cross Stitch the Globe also do it at the start of each of their one.
Okay.
They shout out people who've mentioned them and people who are celebrating milestones and things. And I just think it's a really, really lovely way of building the community. So that's why I thought I want to make an effort. And thanks to Jenny, she's taught me how to find my history because I have watched that many floss tubes this week. I have been sitting here in my chair with my big screen and I've been stitching and watching floss tube and it's just been heaven. So I have caught up with Fox and Rabbit, Jen the Craftinator Crafter, Welcome Stitchery, Lindy Stitches, Lady Marmalade in Stitches, who's another Oz. Yeah, no, that's Sabrina. So I've interviewed her as well.
Oh, okay.
I watched the Artful Stitchery because she's doing Fairy Tale Town.
Right.
I also always like watching Stitching by the Shore, Laura. Some of these, I'm not telling you everything. I managed to watch the Jessie Marie Does Stuff with Parade Marathon. It's 4 hours. It is 4 hours. But I did learn how to speed up on my TV, and so I watched her at 1.25. I couldn't handle her at 1.5 because she talks fast already. X-Stitch MD I enjoyed. Sunshine Stitches. Cross Stitch Bunny. Obviously Cross Stitch the Globe. I also was enjoying the Periwinkle Stitcher. Jenny's going to love writing all these down. And Accio Whip. It's a husband and wife, and I know they're on virtual stitches. I think I've met them in person, and they're just fun, and they bounce off each other. And I also did get Brenda and the Serial Starter, and Garon Stitchery, and another new one for me was Comfort Stitching, and she's very new, and I want to say she's Canadian, but I could be wrong. But she's worth having a look. She's only up to her third video. But she was really thorough. Also, as you've mentioned, hello from Liz Matthews, Sarah Stitchery, Sweet Walker Stitcher, the Hathaway Stitchers, who I hadn't actually watched before, but I know they're hosting a table, so I wanted to check them out. Fun with Cross Stitches, another Australian, Sharon, and Half Stitch Cross Stitch, Dina, I always enjoy her. The Steadfast Stitcher, which is Beth, I always enjoy hers as well. So, yeah, There's just some of the many I've been watching this week. I mean, I tend to just watch my list comes through and pings when they've done a new video, and then if I have time, I watch them. Often I watch videos by listening to them in the car, which I know seems
Mhm.
really strange, but you can't do whip parades that way. So I
No.
haven't watched many whip parades, only Jessie Marie's. Um, yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Oh, and Belinda, Aussie Stitcher.
There you go.
Yes, watched her as well. She was very excited. They'd had rain, and
Yes, which is a big thing over
she's
where she lives.
in
Geraldton, Western Australia.
north of Western Australia, and it's been very, very dry, but they've had some good rain, so that was been very exciting. She lives on a farm. She and her husband are farmers, so rain is really important.
Yes. All right. So I think that's basically us done for this video. As said,
Oh,
with
Aussie word of the day or word of
yes,
the week, month, whatever.
month. It's a month. It's whenever Jenny's here, we do this month.
Yes, yes. So again, it's all of these. It's always been because I've been translating stuff to my Texan colleague. So he, well, no damage from Hurricane Beryl, but they lost power and internet for a couple of days. And so it's like, okay, hurricane in Australia, we call them cyclones. And he had to get a new truck. It's like, no, it's not a truck, it's a ute.
Yeah.
For utility vehicle, basically the one where you've got the cab at the front and the tray at the back. So yeah,
So
so
there you
two,
go.
two, two for one.
2 for 1, a
Yeah.
cyclone and a ute.
Yes. So I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but and no, so no, that's a tornado, not a hurricane. I'm thinking. I don't know if they
No, I believe
spiral
they
the
do
wrong
go the
way.
other way.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe they're like the toilet. They,
Yeah.
depending on which hemisphere you're in, they go a different way. So
Yes. Yes.
there's your bit of information. All right, guys. So that's all from us for this. Well, for the pair of us for this month. Next time you see us, we'll be together in person. At gosh, we've got 2 retreats. So
Well, no. The next time will be the cruise, and
oh
then we've got 2 retreats.
yeah,
Cruise is August catch up, and then the
and then
retreats are
retreats,
September catch up.
2 retreats. Okay, so we'll be have plenty of time for filming. You'll get yes, this will be Shady Trees Stitches goes on cruise with Paddock Lane Designs because it's Michelle as well, and we'll give you a cruise special. All right, catch you later. Happy stitching, everyone.
You're stitching.